Welcome to another Monday music lesson with Floyd Music School. In this episode, and many to follow, Jen and her student, Liam, have chosen to share with you Liam's journey into learning the piano. This lesson will allow you, as the audience, to join Liam as he progresses starting at the very beginning. I want to give a special thanks to Liam for allowing us to share his progress with all of you.
So Liam, in the past few weeks, we have learned 5 notes in the right hand in the treble clef. We've learned from middle C up to G. And we've learned 5 notes in the bass clef from middle C down to F. And what's another name for the bass clef? We call it the fancy F clef because the shape of it, that's right, the shape of the F clef shows us where on the music this F note is right below middle C. And you're right, the treble clef we call the G clef. It's shaped like a fancy G, and it shows us where exactly G above middle C is on the music. And depending on those 2 notes, everything else falls in line on the staff around where G is and where F is. So you know middle C, D, E, F, and G, and we know middle C down to F in the bass clef.
I've just realized I've came so far from having to see the letters on the notes and the numbers, and now I can just read it.
That's right. We are learning. This is like learning another language. Okay, so sometimes we can learn languages just by speaking to one another and talking to each other. You can pick up words right here and there. We're picking up Italian words by learning music. A lot of us pick up Spanish words because that's kind of common. Should say hola or adios, or right? We know some Spanish words. We say them and we hear them and we know what they mean, which is kind of how we started doing with music. We know how things sound and kind of how to communicate them, but now actually reading it on a piece of paper is a whole different thing. It's a different language. We're learning to read music, and not everybody does that. That's kind of a unique and really special thing that you're learning. Today we're going to start a new unit. We've talked about seconds. I don't know if you remember when we went. Let me see if I can find the page. We talked about notes being right next door to each other, either one note up or one note down as being a step. Do you remember that? Step up, step down. Well, what happens when we skip a note? Say we go from C to E instead of C to D. So we're actually skipping over D. We call that a skip or a third. That's the fancy technical name in music. That's a fourth, and that's in the next book. So today we're going to do skips. We can skip up. We can skip down.
This is really cool.
You can make a melody out of that. Now that's how it sounds. Now the other thing that's important is how do we read that on the music? If we start on a line note and we skip up to the next line note, we've skipped over the note that's on the space. So in music, they're very easy to see. A line to a line or a space to a space is almost always a skip. That kind of makes sense. So in this song we're going to play today, Surprise Symphony, we have middle C, which is a line note, middle C, which is a line note, and then what do you notice next?
Middle C goes to E.
That's a skip, isn't it? So there's a skip.
And then E is that, oh wait, that's really high up.
Well, you go from middle C to E right here, and then another skip to G. That's right. And see how these are all line notes? So those are kind of easy to read, that's what we're doing here. So we have C, C, E, E, G, G, E. What's the name of this note here? Remember, I'm kind of putting you on the spot. So if G is here, what's the note right below G? What comes right before G? F. So F's a space note. So we have F, F, skipping down to D. Very good. D's a space note. And believe it or not, right here, this is a skip because middle C would be right here. So from D down to B is also a skip. And then from B down to, do you remember the name of that note? That space note?
That is
If this is F, right
G.
here, that's
G.
G. That's why we go from B to G. Now let's figure out where our fingers are going to go. I see thumbs circled on.
But so I'm gonna be using all of those.
You're going to play all those in this song. All of the notes you know except for F in your left hand.
So no, that one.
Where do your thumbs go? That's how we first figure out where to put our
Right
fingers.
there.
They're going to share. And how will you know which thumb plays middle C if they're both on middle C? How do you decide which one plays it?
If middle C is on the treble clef, you use your right hand. But
Perfect.
if it's on the bass clef, you use your left hand.
That's right. You would use your left thumb. Now let's look before we even start. I see right hand thumb middle C. Do you see left hand thumb middle C at all? No, I don't either. So remember, we can kind of move our left thumb up out of the way. Want to sight read through this and I'll point for you. Let's say the note names while we play it, okay? And get your thumbs on middle C. So make sure they're sharing, and you want this one. This one's the one that's going to play. That's it. Make sure all of your fingers are spread out. That's good. So you have C, D, E, F, G, and C, which is not going to play, B, A, and G. Looks like you're exactly right. And look how good your posture is, Liam, when you relax. You've got your bent arms and your curved fingers. You can relax your shoulders too. You don't have to be stiff, but keep your arms up like that. That looks really nice. Kind of like this, straight arm, ball. So you've got lots of flexibility now in your fingers. All right, we'll go nice and slow. 1, 2, ready, go.
Can you play it?
Write
Or
them.
Are you saying it?
Let's play it, because we sort of did say it a minute ago. Using your right thumb, ready, go. Skip to G. Good. Back to rest. And then F. Skip to D. Skip to B. B. Want to play B with your second finger? Skip to G. Nice, Liam. Rest. Back to C. Rest there. Rest. And then F. Very nice. Let's do it one more time. Remember the rest there. It's easy to want to
That's
play
a
that
lot.
twice. It is. I want to talk to you about the title and play you a song in just a minute, but I want to read through this one more time. You did so well. I want to take what you did and improve it this time through. And I think I'm going to slow you down just a little bit so you don't feel like you have to hurry. Sometimes we make silly mistakes when we're hurrying. So I'm going to slow you down to about 1, 2, ready, go. C. That's okay. That was great. You're doing really well. A lot of times at this stage of the game, I'm still helping write out names of notes so people can remember the names of the notes and what note they're playing. We're not doing that. You're reading music really well. Now I have a funny story to tell you. This song is called Surprise Symphony. Do you know what a symphony is?
I've heard people say it.
It's like a big orchestra. It has lots and lots of instruments. And a symphony written for a symphony is a long piece of music. It has many different parts to it.
So that's just like a tiny part of a big song.
This is a tiny little part of a big piece of music. Joseph Haydn, you can see when he lived, 1700s. When he was a young man, do you suppose there was TV or cell phones or DVDs or computers to entertain people with for us to watch movies and listen to music? There wasn't. So back in that day, if you wanted to have music, you had to hire people to come and play music for you. And if you were a wealthy family, you could hire a musician to come and live with you, so that after dinner you could say, "Snap, snap, I'd like some music tonight," and they would put music on for you and your guests. Well, there's a story, I don't know if it's a true story, but it's a legend, that Mr. Haydn was playing music for a rather important man, and he would eat a lot. Do you know after Thanksgiving how sometimes you feel like taking a big long nap? Every dinner that Mr. Haydn would play music for this man and his company, they would fall asleep. He would fall asleep right in the middle of his music, his special music. So he decided to play a little trick on him. Remember, this is a legend, this is a story. And he wrote this part of this symphony sort of as a little trick. And I want you to see if you can tell me why it's called Surprise Symphony. Do you hear your part? Here's the part you just played. It's going to repeat. Surprise! Does that make sense why it's called that? So maybe he was just nodding off to sleep, and then boom, the music gets louder. I don't know if it's a true story or not, but it makes sense in the context of this song, doesn't it? Let's play through it one more time. And I think there's not a duet on this one, so we'll just put a sticker on it when you finish it this time, okay? Remember how we did it a little slower and you played it a little bit better? Yeah, it's just really helpful to start things off a little slower.
2, ready, go. You're right.
Yep. Sorry. I just realized I moved the stickers into the other room, so just remind me, we'll come back and put them on at the end, okay? Can I turn the page? We'll do a new song. Skateboard Doodle. Wonder if this one sounds like another song with the word doodle in it. Can you think of another one? Look right here. Do you know that song? Yankee Doodle went to town, riding on a pony. I bet you do if you hear it. Let's play through it. Before we do, we have to notice that your right thumb is on C and your left thumb is now going to be next to C, so you don't have to share this time. But that means you're going to have to remember that this thumb is playing B, right? And the second finger is A, G, and your right hand has C, D, E, and F to play. Let's go through, and like you said a minute ago, let's say these notes before we play them. So we're going to start on middle C.
C, C,
What's right after C?
B,
So going up.
yeah, B,
So this will be D.
D.
Let's start again. C, C, D, E. There's a skip back down to C. Oh,
E.
skip up to E.
Then
Step down to D. Good. Keep going, Liam.
C, C, D, E, C,
And now
B.
B. Very good.
C, C, D, B. Now that's D, E.
E. Stepping up from E is
F,
back down.
E, D, C.
Very good. Keep going. Right below middle C is
B.
B. Now skip down to
G,
back up
A,
and then
C.
C. C. Very good. Good reading. Let's try playing it.
It's a duet on this one.
Yeah, we'll get to do a duet on this one. Let's sight read through it. One thumb on C and one thumb on B. Good, that looks nice. And we're going to keep it slow, right? So we don't go too quick. 1, 2, ready, go. This is B with your thumb for 2, back to for 2. Let's do it again right away. Do you remember what this means? The little fancy F? Yes, we're going to play forte or loud. Nice. Great. Very nice. Let's do the duet. Did that melody sound familiar to you? Have you heard that before?
I think.
Yankee Doodle.
Where am I going up?
You are going to go up right here. It says student plays 1 octave higher than written, so just 1 octave higher. There you go. Yes, you've got the left thumb on B, your right thumb on C. Do you want to hear my part first? See
Yeah.
what it sounds like? So as you can see, I have a lot of rests in my part. So a lot of the time it's you playing. My part goes like this. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 2, 3, 4. Something happens at the end. Does it sound good or does it sound not so good? With the way my sounds were not so good. So we read the words. Once my brother sped downtown riding on his skateboard, took a curve, lost his nerve, and turned into a trash can. I think the words are funny. Does it mean he became a trash can?
That's what it
or
sounds
he
like.
swerved into a trash can?
It sounds like he turned into a trash
I
can.
know. Can we change this word? What should we change it to?
Became a
Swerved?
trash can.
Crashed?
Became a trash can.
You want him to become a trash can?
Yes.
Well, then we'll just leave it that way.
He
Took a
turned into
curve,
trash
lost his nerve, and
can. Became a trash can.
crashed into a trash can? That sounds like what happened. All right, you ready?
Yes.
1, 2, ready, go. That's the crash. You want to do it one more time?
Sure.
1, 2, ready, go. Good job, Liam. So we'll put a sticker on that one too. All right, so let's just review for today what we did. We talked about, can you remember this man's name? Joseph Haydn.
Joseph Haydn.
He was a really important composer, and we'll come back to talking about him another time. We talked about skips, how we skip a key or we go up to the third key above or the third key below, and how it looks in the music. They're line to line or space to space notes. We talked about the music, a piece of music that Joseph Haydn wrote called the Surprise Symphony. And then we took a song, Yankee Doodle, and turned it into a song about skateboarding and crashing and becoming a trash can.
Yes.
And in this one, we also practiced skips, right? Step, 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 skip. So we've got songs now that might be a little bit more interesting because we're not just going one note up or one note down. We're skipping. We're leaving different amounts of space between each note.
In this book, will I learn to like play with the white and black keys?
Mm-hmm.
In
Yep.
this book?
In this book,
What are these keys
let's
called?
take a peek real quick.
Like, what are these keys called?
Well, they're related to whatever these are called. So if this is C,
No, I mean like.
this is C sharp
Okay, then what are
or
these?
D flat. So they also have
But
letter
then how do
names
you
too.
tell if it's D sharp or D flat? How do you
Because you're
tell?
going to have sharp sign or flat sign. Let me see if I had a flat sign back on one of these. Those are all sharps. This would be a flat sign, and we'll learn about that in book 2.
Do the D sharp and C, no, D flat and C sharp sound different?
No, listen to it. So actually every key on the piano has 2 names. This is
Like
getting
this?
really, getting really into a more advanced theory.
What's this called?
This could be B sharp. C could also be B sharp. But that's way down the road. Those are really good questions, but we don't want to get too confusing yet. We'll talk about it a lot. So next week, we're going to do a new song. We're going to do some work in your workbook too, okay? Really good work today. Give you a fist bump. We'll tell everybody, see you next week. Want to tell everybody that?
See you next week.
Adios, amigos.